So I'm just on the circle, just doing the nice working canter. So again, I just want to test, see what happens, see what reaction I'm going to get from my leg if I touch her. So touch her with my legs. So I'm happy with that. So she reacts going forward. Like I say, if she doesn't react going forward, then I would give her a click, kick and go. So as long as she reacts forward off my leg, so I just touch her here. Good. And then she's back. Now, when I bring her back, like the contact in my hand, so when I've ridden forward, so if I just go forward, so that's my reaction off my leg. Now with my rein aid, I make little half halts, so I bring her back. So what is a half halt? So I think about my half halt as for one stride, I bring the horse back and then I release the hand. So I just bring her back for one stride and then I release the hand. So as I shorten the canter, I just sit on my seat. So my seat sits down. So I'm not pushing down because I don't want to push her back down, but I sit on the back of the saddle. I think walk with my reins. So I'm making these little half halts. So I'm not holding her. So I'm not pulling her. I put her in the canter. I sit on my seat. My legs, as you can see, my leg just hangs down. My leg is very quiet because I want to keep the horse motivated through my seat, not my legs. Now you see a lot of riders with their legs gripping and pushing and shoving and trying to make it all happen. And what you have to do is think about sitting tall. So this part of my core, this part of my stomach muscles is what I'm really sitting, stretching up through my upper body, sitting the weight into my saddle, putting the weight down through my stirrups, letting my lower leg hang down, and I sit quiet. And now I literally, just with my seat, I just keep the canter. So I have no reins, no legs, the horse doesn't speed up, the horse doesn't slow down, the horse is in the collection, and then the minute I press with my legs, say, right, now we can go forward, then she canters again. So I'll do it once more. So I just make these little... Now you can't see what I'm doing with my hands. To you it's invisible, right? So that is what has taken me years and years and years of training to do. You can't actually see me doing anything in these transitions. So when I bring her back, it just looks easy. It goes from one to the other without the horse looking stiff, tight or tense. Now, if I was to just go forward on a circle, so if I just go forward on the circle, I'll just show you what it shouldn't, or what I shouldn't ride like. So if I go forward on a circle, let her get on the forehand. So I go forward on the circle, let her get down, then I use my hand, then I'm like pulling against her, and it's a horrible transition. And then because I've used so much hand, then she obviously breaks. So that is what I don't want to do. I don't want to pull her, so if I show you, I don't want to pull her back. My hands are now pulling her back. So you can see it interrupts the canter, it interrupts, good girl, let's pat her. It interrupts everything if all I do is pull on my reins. So if I pull and hold with my legs at the same time, it's ugly, it's horrible, it's everything that you just shouldn't want to do. So I'll just show you again correctly. All right, it's riding forward. So as I ride forward, I think of the pole staying up, being the highest point. So I look at the top of the bridle piece between the ears and I try and keep that as high as I can. So I think uphill, light in my hand as I ride forward so she doesn't get down, doesn't get strong. Then with my upper body, I bring my upper body back, I sit, and then I close her and make the half halts with my rein, leg stays down, and then I canter. And then if I want to make it shorter, more on the spot, again I just close her with my seat. So my rein aid stays exactly the same. I'm not holding. that all becomes off my seat and my legs. So that is what I have taught her, that when I collect, that she remains so supple through her body. It's not about her becoming stiff, tight and tense when I want to shorten it. And then when I want to ease her out, my leg aid comes on, small aid, and then I ride her forward again. And again, it stays supple in my hand. There's no holding and there's no pushing and driving. It's all very small aids. Now these aids become small by teaching the horse. So at first it's a bit like making a cake. I think the cake mixture it's all a bit messy when you're starting to bake a cake, but the end result is that lovely beautiful cake that you've made. Now when you're teaching and training, you have very much different days. You have ups and downs. You feel days where you get it, you have days where you can't get it, and don't be afraid of that. I think, it's having confidence and believing and that determination to just keep going. Everybody, including me, have issues daily with what we each horse. I mean, I'm lucky enough to have a number of horses, and each horse is different, so they all have their different strengths and weaknesses and, mentally what they can and can't do. But as a rider, it's about adapting to those horses and finding ways to help the horse. At the end of the day, it's your body communicating with the horse, and you have to find a way as a rider to be able to do that. And it isn't easy, and it does take years and years of training. Good girl.